Hello and welcome everybody to my tutorial on playing in different keys. The key to my thought here is that first we have only a limited number of elements in blues piano. The basic licks and the basic tricks very much repeat, and it's all about combining them. That is the art. The second idea of this is that different keys have sometimes very similar architecture when it comes to those typical blues figures. And for this example, I will pick three very popular blues keys that are not C and G, that are E, A, and D. Many blueses I played were in those keys, especially when the guitarists decide on the repertoire. And also many original blueses are in those keys. Now, we have to concentrate in what is similar, and then you will very soon see the trick behind it. I will start with the one of those three keys that many of you will be familiar with. So E. Let's take E, and we take the blues scale for now. Well, if I say the blues scale, then I usually mean the minor blues scale, which is widely considered as the blues scale. And now we have a look at the first couple of notes, the beginning. Now, if you could shock freeze your hand, you can do it if you like, but it might feel uncomfortable. But if you could shock freeze your hand and put the first notes like drop, A, wonderful, wonderful. Now shock freeze your hand again. Take a crane, move it to D, drop. Blues in D, everybody. You see, we already found something that tells you what you love to hear. You don't have to practice. You don't have to practice. It's identical. It's the same architecture. Of course, we don't care so much in the blues scale about the sharps the major scale has. Sometimes people tell me, where are the sharps, blah, 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 it's 4 sharps in E, and say, yeah, if you insist, make your life harder. But in blues, E, in the blues scale, it has just a B flat. So the sharps are of no interest for us, like the major blues scale has 4 sharps. We don't want that. So you see already, you see where I'm getting at. It's the similarities, and they are stunning. And a lot of stuff is already played with these. So you can bluff your way around already with this one. But of course, that's not all. We have a look at the second bit. First notes, okay? Now we go from here. And we might even add the octave. So we have peg number 1, we have peg number 2. Now, let's take this hand and shock freeze it. A. Peg number 1. Peg 2. Peg 1. A. Peg 1. No. Okay, where were we? Here, peg number 2. We just did it for A. We do it for D now. Shock freeze, poof. Here we are in D blues. Peg number 1. Peg number 1, 2 and 2. You can basically forget about practicing. And just it's the same structure. Now, What if we combine those two packs? Pack number 1 pack number 2, which is an A. You know, the A minor blues scale starts with this one. It's the same beginning from the architecture. And this pack number 2, same architecture. The blues scale in D, same architecture for pack 1, same architecture for pack number 2. And with these two packs, believe me, with these two packs, if you get surprised by a blues in A or D, you can already bluff your way through it in a really excellent manner. I did it many times, you know, just by remembering those packs. And you have those packs also in other keys. Like the pack 1 is in F, for example, would be this one. It looks different. But you still can like put it in the two packs, this one here, instead of, it's not a big step then, it's not a big step, and pack 2. So, if we have those packs, we stay now in these 3 because they are really identical. You can have what licks or lines or bluesy stuff sounds cool with these packs when you try to bluff your way around. In E we have, for example, we have the drone lick. The drone lick is using pack number 1 plus the E on top, which is called the drone. It's like the drone, the queen bee is also called the drone. So the queen bee is sitting on top of her people. These are her people, and this is the lady, and she's hitting the same time as all the other notes. So we use pack number 1 together with the drone. We just have to use the change the finger setting, and we get something like this. Pack number 1. Pack number 2. So, now we have, you can play the drone with the pack number 1 together with the drone. It sounds also very great if you just add to pack number 1, you can add pack number 2 to the drone, and it will sound like this. Pack number 1 going to pack number 2 here. Remember? Pack number 2. And we can combine pack number 2 with pack number 1, like. Oh. Now, let's see what I just did before we go to A and D, to tell you that it's just the same. You can use drone E, or as a structure, octave, with pack 2 and pack number 1. You can also use, not the octave, but the 7 for pack number, what is left of pack number 2, which is just this note, because it's part already of pack number 2, and go to pack number 1. And now believe me, 80% of all great blues solos have just pack number 1, pack number 2, and a little bit of additional stuff like trilling and some other gimmicks, you know. But you can already do a recording with this. Nobody would realize. I play. Now we have drone 1, drone 2, plus pack number 1 and pack number 2. And I take drone 2. Here, pack number 2 going. What did I just do now? Well, the pack number 2 is also this pack number 2. You can just go on. This is always pack number 2, And these are always pack number 1, so you can move on with those packs. Drone number 2, it's the 7. Okay, now what we want is to show you that it's just the same on A and D. Actually, I could stop teaching here now because it's really the same. Well, I do it. Bye. See you next time. Just kidding. But I have a little bit of refreshment. If you allow, it's my favorite old pianist. It's the 5-finger John Earl Grey. It's so invigorating. Have some Earl Grey just before each blues gig, and you will see it takes you miles ahead. Goody, we were drone, pack number 1, drone 2, pack number 1, and the same with packs number 2. So now, let's say your singer, who's a really annoying person, says, Christian, ha 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 ha, we're playing now blues in A. And he thinks you have no idea what to play because he wants you out of the band because you're Christian Fuchs and you're really nasty to him and you did nasty things to his car and whatever, for whatever reason. Now we have blues in A and he's counting in, and you remember the recipes. In A, drone, pack number 1, pack number 2, same architecture, we just learned that, and drone number 2, 7, 8 and 7. Okay, let's do blues in A. Pack number 1. Pack number 2. Pack number 2, down here. Pack number 1. Now we use drone octave here. It's the same I played in E. It's promise, it's the same. We can also go on. Here's another pack, number 1 again, like here. Pack 2, pack 1. Octave with pack 2, 7 with pack number 2, and with pack number 1. Even if you're not technically so good, it doesn't matter. I know many of these things now I can play, but you cannot. But it still works. Let's go to with the same thing. 2 frozen hands. And frozen hand 1, frozen hand 2, and the drones to D. Frozen hand 1 on pack number 1. I play blues now, easy. Drone. You can play that, you can play that. What do I do now? Let's take drone number 2, the 7 here, with the pack number 1. And you can do this, right? Now I take trill. Drone with the, let's say, you say 7 or 8. 7 or octave. You say. Okay, 8. Yeah, you can play this, huh? And we take this one. And if you're good, if you did this a while, and I promise you, you can play spectacular solos if you put a bit of an expression into that. That is basically all. That's why this lesson is so short, because it's so easy. Now within these, there are of course some licks, like the drone lick, and for example, you have an E, and you practiced you put a lot of practice in this element, let's say. It's very popular and it's not easy. So you have practiced this you have practiced this 3 times by practicing it just once. That is German mathematics at work. So we'll practice this on E, and now you think, oh no, I have to do it on all keys. BS. BS means banana summer. It's banana summer here. Of course, now we're in A, blues in A. We have the same here, octave. The lick was between peg 1 and peg 2 and peg 1. So you practice it in E, but now you can play it in A. And you can play it in D now. D, octave, 7. This was the 1 first bit. Peg 2, peg 1. So it's actually worth practicing this stuff if you thought until now, no, I'm never going to practice it just for one key. That's a waste of time. It's not. You can use it many, many times. Where were we? Yes. So you might want to practice that, and then you might go around the 3 keys in a circle and play this, that you find reorientation very fast, that you immediately can orient yourself within the key. Like A, okay, here, key, drone lick, D, drone lick, where was my lick? Okay, where was the drone with the 7? So, and A, and E. And each of those you can use through the whole 3 chords, so the whole blues form. Because anything on the blues scale we can play unchanged through the whole blues. Okay, now a quick outlook to where there are the limits. The happier the blues gets, let's say in New Orleans or also boogie woogie, the more the major third is coming into play, because it's the happier third. You know, the blues third is like you can basically play all slow blues with this, and a lot of other blues. But sometimes, for example, in boogie, we need the major third. This is now a different story, because now the architecture changes, because when we can, for example, slide a major third in another key, we cannot slide it as easily in E, for example. We have to slide upwards. That is a bit trickier, okay? But now that you grasp the idea and you want to grow as a pianist, as a blues pianist, you just use the same idea I just gave you. For example, now that you close this video, you think, well, isn't this upward slide with the major third? Isn't that also the upward slide in A? And it's the same distance also for the other third here. And then you think, wow, isn't that the same also in D? The upward slide. So you think, all of a sudden you see similarities. And you don't have to wait forever for a tutorial someone does just to breastfeed you, say, here's blues in A with all the little details. No, you can just go ahead and be a musician, be a man or be a lady. My 10% ladies, a warm welcome, that also counts for you. And you see, okay, I do it my own. I start to transfer my licks to other keys. You start to think in structures. So I hope I was helping you, and that you can now go on stage and say, let's play a blues in D, I'm all set. And that would make me very proud of you, and I say bye-bye and take care from Berlin. Bye-bye. I hope you liked my video and that you learned something. And now you can subscribe. Just press this subscribe button or click on another of my videos on this side. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.